All right. Hello, everybody. This is your gracious host, Kuhani Mwadilifu, and I'm here with the great Zion War King, the Lion, and we're going to talk about the importance of self defense. All right. So,
Yes, sir.
Zion,
Yeah, man.
tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us about your upbringing.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm born and raised um from Long Island, New York. You know what I'm saying? Um, Came up Hempstead, Nassau County. My family, my mom's side of the family lived in Huntington, Suffolk County, and so my grandfather's church and his ministry was located in Suffolk County. I ended up in Suffolk County later on in life. Um, Probably when I turned in my teens, I went to middle school and later on high school. You know, jumped around a little bit all over the island. Babylon, Wyandanch, Freeport, Uniondale. You know what I'm saying? All of my Long Island, Strong Island heads. You know what I'm saying? Know what to do. Um, you know what I'm saying? On my mother's side, you know what I'm saying? They're clergy. You know what I'm saying? In Pentecostal Church of God in Christ. My father's side of the family, we have some Christian, and my father practiced Lukumi Yoruba. You know what I'm saying? Religion. You know what I'm saying? So I had two different contrasting perspectives on spirituality from both my father and my mother's side. Um, Later on in life, you know what I'm saying? Well, I would say around 5 years old, 6 years old, you know what I'm saying? When I was still in Nassau County, me and my brother, my mom, and my father had bought a house. And not knowing this, my uncle, who was in a martial arts gang, I'm going to get into all of that. My uncle was in a martial arts gang back in the 70s and 60s. They were most martial arts most gangs, especially black gangs in the cities, were highly inspired by the martial arts movies and black exploitation movies. And Bruce Lee's influence was very heavily big on the black community because Bruce Lee, for one of the first non-white heroes. Okay, so the black community gravitated towards all of the Run Shaw movies and the Chinese martial arts movies because we've been saturated with white superheroes, and here we
Mm-hmm.
have, you know what I'm saying, some people of color doing some amazing things on film. So that had a huge influence on the black community. So my uncle, he was in martial arts gangs and stuff at the time. And as I got a little older, me and my brother, we went downstairs in the garage. He had lived with my parents for a little while, and apparently he had left some things, and he didn't know, he didn't realize he had left them there. So me and my brother go down in the garage, and we find this box, and being the inquisitive, young black children that we were at that time, we opened the box, and it was like a treasure of kung fu books, nunchucks, Chinese stars, freaking
What?
size,
What?
everything. Everything was in this box, and me and my brother kept it a hush. We did not tell my mom or nothing. We started hiding our nunchucks. I took the nunchucks. He took the side. He took the Chinese stars. I took the throwing darts. He took all of the karate books, and I took all of the kung fu books. So we split everything in half. You know what I'm saying? And it was one of the most, I would say, life molding experiences. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we were interested in martial arts, and we were seeing all of the, Saturday kung fu films and stuff. Saturdays on like Channel 5 and Channel 11. After the cartoons were over on Saturdays, they would have the kung fu matinees, and there was like an almost all day thing. You would sit there and watch like 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 10 freaking Run Shaw movies. I'm sure people my age probably remember that. So being a kid, and boys, we running around freaking, chopping freaking branches off of freaking bushes and doing all of that stuff. Now we have real weapons.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, and we had books. So we were practicing techniques, and then my uncles and them saw that, and they, not realizing what really had sparked it, they began teaching us stuff too around here and there. And then when I turned, I can let me just, my PowerPoint kind of covers a little bit of this. So
Okay.
yeah, so I'm gonna
So
share my screen. Yeah, but if you have some more questions, continue to ask questions. We can just run freely through this. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like a
so
presentation. However, you know, I got some slides.
so we kind of got into the third question. So it was pretty because I was going to ask you what got you into martial arts. So it was
Yeah.
basically your uncles.
Well, it was the influence of martial arts at the time, which was also strongly on my uncles. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people at the time. You know what I'm saying? Bruce Lee was huge, and he had just died in 1974. It was the year that I was born. So I was born like maybe a couple months after Bruce Lee had actually passed away, and so his death had brought a big tidal wave of interest, more interest than even when he was alive. He was epic. You know what I'm saying? And it was a big, huge influence on the American popular culture. I don't think people really realize how huge martial arts was, especially in the inner city Black and Hispanic communities. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So Run One Shore movies like the 18 Bronze Men, um, uh, you know, uh, uh, what is it? Drunken Master, Jackie Chan's films. All of these films became a tidal wave. You know what I'm saying in the inner city communities. So you were watching those movies too, but it was cool to have uncles who actually were in it. You know what I'm saying? Like my uncle studied Chinese Goju, and he was a part of a street gang in Hempstead called the Blue Dragons. And they was walking around with chains and nunchucks and what I'm saying, and butterfly knives and Chinese stars. You know what I'm saying? They weren't running around with guns. They were actually, what I'm saying, hand to hand combat type Negroes.
So they was on that. Can you?
Yeah, yeah,
Hello.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? The war stories they used to tell us when we were kids, you know what I'm saying, it excited us. My other uncle, Uncle Kenny, he went to the military, and he was in the military during, I think it was right toward the end of the Vietnam War. And so he
Mm-hmm.
was stationed outside of Vietnam in an Asian country. And so he learned his martial arts, I think, from like Korea or something like that. He was somewhere, you know what I'm saying? And so he had came back, you know what I'm saying, teaching us what he learned, you know what I'm saying? So we had two major uncles, who were both heavily in martial arts. And they were also, to this day, they're preachers. They kind of gave up on the martial arts and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I was the one family member who had never left. So
Really?
I blame them for it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so you had all of those Run Run Shaw movies. You know what I'm saying? Tiger Crane style. You know what I'm saying? Iron, fist, iron claw, iron shirt. All of these techniques. Those old kung fu movies the majority of the actors in those movies were
We're
Southern,
dancers.
huh?
They were well. I'm sorry. What was you about to say? Because I had some research that was kind of different. But I'm sorry. It's
You're
just
talking
I
about
love this
wushu.
stuff.
You're talking about wushu, which came later. That was more of a Chinese opera style. That was like dancing. These guys are actually doing hungar.
Yeah,
The
Gordon
old
Liu is
school
like
stuff
the
is
best
real
one.
kung fu. The old school stuff is real kung fu forms. They do it all staccato, like in the movies, but that's not how it's played in real life. But the forms that you see them doing in the movies, those are real forms.
Like the Seven Deadly Venoms. That's like a
Well, that's embellished. Yeah, that's embellished. That's embellished. Yeah, You know what I'm saying? But there were poisonous. The poisonous hand styles were hand styles that usually attacked the they
Pressure point.
attacked not just pressure points but vital nerves. And so when you hit like not just pressure points, but specific chi channels, what they call dim mak. Dim mak is called the death touch. And so if you can close off specific channels, you can actually kill somebody. You know what I'm saying? It stops, circulation here, stops circulation there, stopping circulation in certain parts of the body, whether it's the heart, whether it's, the lungs, it stops circulation in the spleen. Some deaths took a little longer. So they studied, areas of the body that if you struck them, in a specific way and caused, damage to those nerves and to those vital circulation systems, you could kill somebody.
Really?
Yeah.
So the movies and the Shaw Brothers. So I just always thought that those cats was just dancers, and the only one that was really like
no.
a martial
Later
artist.
on, later on the early 90s, mid 90s, people were more on the strings and stuff, and they were doing what's called Chinese opera. That's more of a northern wushu. It's called wushu. And wushu is very pretty, you know what I'm saying? And it was made for opera. It was
That's
made
what
for
Jet Li came out of.
Yeah. Jet Li, but Jet Li did study Hung Gar. A lot of these cats actually studied real systems, but for the movies and for the flash and for the flare, they learned Chinese opera style, movements, which were more dance, oriented. It lacked what they call the martial intent. It lacked the actual application of technique, just for the pretty moves, the pretty moves and stuff, but they didn't have what they call the fatging. Fatging is internal intent. And so you'll see the difference between the newer movies and the older ones. The older ones actually had, actual form, actual technique. They were showing form, but they weren't showing all of the hidden techniques, because a lot of the stuff that's like killing techniques and stuff like that, they keep those things secret. You know what I'm saying? Those are inner door teachings that are only taught to inner door students. You know what I'm saying?
So,
because you don't want people running around just, killing people. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
So who taught you? Like, who is your actual like martial arts master?
Okay.
And what's your preferred style?
Okay, so let me just run through this. So we see the kung fu movies. Two of my favorite characters in martial arts is Gordon Liu, who played in White Lotus. He's actual bloodline descendants of the family of the what do you call it? Lao Ga family. Lao Ga is a system that died, one of the 5 systems of the Shaolin, Southern Shaolin Temple. So there's 5 families: Hung Ga, Choi Ga, Lao Ga, Fook Ga, and there's another one. I don't remember quite the name. So he's actually related and an heir descendant to the Lao family fist, which, because the Lao family fist kind of died out and was really small, it was basically incorporated into the Hung family system. So we learned Lao Ga as well. Bruce Lee studied Hung Ga first from his father before he went to what's his name? Ip Man. Okay, so his first system was Hung Ga from his father and his family. And then his father sent him to Ip Man, and Ip Man taught him Wing Chun. You know what I'm saying? So we have a lot of these kung fu movies that influenced the black community. I know Ron Van Cleef. He was one of the top black martial arts exploitation films. He's flown over to China and did movies with Run Run Shaw and a lot of those big Chinese martial arts. He's a friend of mine on Facebook, and oftentimes he chimes in. We chat every now and again. He actually still has a school in Hawaii now. You know what I'm saying? And of course, we got Jim Kelly. You know what I'm
Rest in
saying?
peace to that brother.
Yep. You know what I'm saying? Jim Kelly. And this is where all of that triggered down to the gangs of New York, the Seven Immortals. And then you had here, that's Bruce Lee with his first student, who was a black guy. I forget his name. Bruce Lee's first student was a brother. You know what I'm saying? And then you had the Black Panthers, who were very huge on self-defense. They also had programs for martial arts within them. So, you know what I'm saying? This is really what inspired The Last Dragon. The Last Dragon is a spoof off of a real historic event that happened during the 70s. It was the rise of martial arts within the black community. And so they made a spoof, you know what I'm saying, off of it. But, I think during this time, too, what they wanted to show was that, we didn't have to, because this was around the 80s where, crack and drugs began to flood. So I think Barry Gordy and them kind of wanted to show a different color of even, the gangs in the street, you know what I'm saying, urban city communities, how it was back in the days before people got lazy and became punks that needed to use pistols. I mean, now everybody's got a pistol, you know what I'm saying, including myself, and necessary to use it. But, I think that is a weakness. We can't engage each other without having to, and you can kill somebody with your bare hands. And when you go to jail after you kill somebody, you don't have no hand skills. You kind of effed up. You know what I'm saying? So so we have that. But I'm going to go into a little bit. So and then that of course inspired, what I'm saying, Black Dynamite and other movies. Dolomite. This is like a spinoff for the black spoof movies that had so much martial arts in the 70s. You know what I'm saying? But my school, of course, is 10 Tigers Kung Fu Academy. When I was young, you know what I'm saying, I wanted to learn Kung Fu. And by the time I reached 15, I had moved to my grandparents' house. And my mother assured that I would receive my my father's, child support. And I didn't take his money, lightly. You know what I'm saying? I took it and I used it for something that would last me a lifetime. You know what I'm saying? And so I began, I found this school. I looked inside the doors and all I saw was bang. And I just fell in love. I said, this is it. This is what I need, And my Sifu came out and said, hey, how you doing? I was about 14, 15, between 14 and 15 at the time. He said, hey, you want to come in? He can't let me come in, gave me some free lessons and stuff. And I took my father's money after that, and I began paying for martial arts lessons up until I was proficient enough to become a instructor. And,
How long was that?
I would say it was about maybe 4 years.
4 years?
Yeah. 4 years, because that was every day though, man. I was in Kung Fu. I probably would only miss like maybe 2 days. Sundays were off, you know what I'm saying? So Monday through Saturday. And if I was too sore during the week, I would, at that time, my Sifu had some of, his school was a lot harder than it is now, right? Because that was coming right out of the 70s, you know what I'm saying? There was a lot of full contact stuff going on. I wouldn't say full contact. You couldn't just kick each other in the nuts, but people got kicked in the nuts every now and again. So, it was harder, huh?
Who is your Sifu, by the way?
I'll show you here. Sifu Rick Kellerman. That is my Sifu. I call him my second dad. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Me, my Sifu, and my son at his school. My son.
That's what's up right there.
Yeah, man. And I've studied with other martial arts instructors and stuff, but he's my Sifu. You know what I'm saying? That's my second dad. I call him my second dad. So So his system comes straight directly out of Wang Fei Hung, who you see in many movies. Wang Fei Hung was a hero, an actual person who lived in China around the Boxer Rebellion era. Okay. And during that time, you know what I'm saying, there was a lot of pugilism going on because the British had come into to China trying to control. And so, the gunpowder and the guns, they had kind of honed the gunpowder thing, even though China still had cannons and stuff. They didn't have handguns. And so, a lot of martial artists began trying to, condition themselves to the point where they would be able to take bullets. Never worked out quite the way they planned it, but they trained very hard, to say the least. So there's a whole genealogy from Wang Fei Hung, even before him, Hung He Guan. So right here, this is my old flyer from my school when I opened my own school in South Carolina under my Sifu. You know what I'm saying? Here's the lineage, right? So the lineage comes from the family tree of 10 Tigers Kung Fu Academy, Ji Xin Sim Si, abbot of Fukian Silum Ji, right? Fukian Shaolin Temple. That's the Southern Shaolin Temple. The student that came out of that of Ji Xin is Hung He Guan. Hung He Guan is where we get the Hung name. That's the family, Hung family. Look, Ah Choi was his disciple. Wang Ke Ying is Wang Fei Hung's father. Wang Ke Ying, who is the father of Wang Fei Hung, and Dong Feng was his top student, his top disciple. And out of Dong Feng came Yurling and Chan Hing. Now, what you don't see here is there's another disciple from Wang Fei Hung called, what's his name? It's on the tip of my tongue. Can't think of it right now. But we don't come out of his system. His system is a little different than ours. Okay? Dong Feng was called Old Square Mind. And Dong Feng refused to do anything differently than what Wang Fei Hung had taught. Okay? So he translated and transmitted everything that Wang Fei Hung had taught, how Wang Fei Hung taught it, whereas Lam Sai Wing is the other one. Lam Sai Wing, he was taller and more lanky and a little, chubby. Lam Sai Wing, he adopted, different ways of interpreting some of the forms. And so Lam Sai Wing's Hung-Gar looks slightly different than Dong Feng's Hung-Gar. You know what I'm saying? But only somebody within the system would know the difference. You know what I'm saying? Now, if we go back up here to Hung He Gun, that was called Hung Kyun before it was named, or Ji Sim, Hung Kyun before it was called Hung-Gar. So you have Hung Kyun. You also have Hung-Gar that has two families, Dong Feng version and Lam Sai Wing version. And I'm from Dong Feng version. Yun Ling,
So
right.
let me ask you a question. So you keep
Yes, sir.
bringing up Hungar. I wouldn't be wrong to suggest that that's your style.
Yes, that is my system. That is a system down there.
So I had a friend of mine who studied in Hungar. He's like 5'11", one of those like barrel chested
Yeah,
guys. You
that's the
know,
that's the perfect form actually for Lam Sai Wing. Actually, well, Lam Sai Wing is a little taller. Most Southern Chinese dudes was like stocky, bulky, and they were short. You know what I'm saying? Very dark
yeah.
skinned people too. Very dark skinned. Southern Chinese were very dark skinned compared to Northern Chinese, who were usually tall and lanky and skinny. Whereas the Southern Chinese dudes were darker skinned. They were more like Bolo Young. You know what I'm saying? How thick he was. You know what I'm saying? He's thick, short, and stocky, and brown skin. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he has the perfect shape. I'm tall and lanky. So, you know what I'm saying? But still, you know what I'm saying? It didn't affect me as far as my ability to express my system. You know what I'm saying?
My
Yeah.
my friend had told me that, as you said, it is destined for people who were like who are strong and stuff like
Mhm.
that and barrel chested,
Right.
he told me one of the first things that they taught him was number one, they kept like hitting him in his chest,
Hmm.
and they also told him that okay, the reason why we're doing this is because we're trying to get you prepared that when you get like you're going to get hit,
Right.
but when you hit back, it's
Right.
gonna you gonna make that count.
Right.
That's why he told me like
But
they had
it's called paida. It's called paida in the Cantonese. Paida is basically beating the crap out of yourself. And you can either have someone else, you know what I'm saying, beat, you know what I'm saying, and condition. It's conditioning, it's body conditioning. It's not only just getting prepared to take a strike, it actually is numbing the nerves. Okay, so we have these mung bean bags that are long. They're long, and you slap yourself with them. I don't have mine now. I used to have them, and usually when you first get them, all of the mung beans are very solid. So it's almost like slapping yourself with with a cement with a cement bag. You know what I'm saying? And after a while, the more you strike yourself, the mung beans, the dust from them as they begin to break down, it causes healing to the skin, toughening the skin, taking some of the sensitivity out of your nerves from the consistent banging, and slapping your body. So you know what I'm saying. So you would take a mung bean bag and you slap your shoulders, slap your shoulders, slap your shoulders, slap your chest, slap your chest, slap your chest, slap your side, slap your side, slap your stomach, slap your thigh, slap your legs, all through the body, beating yourself. This is a part of pugilism. You know what I'm saying?
hmm,
And Paida. And this deadens the nerve. This is a part of Iron Body, Iron Shirt. And then after you've done that to the point where you're so tender that, all the blood is at the surface and you bruised yourself, then you rub in something called Dit Dajao. All right? I got a little bit left. This is my Sifu's, you know what I'm saying? This is his formula that he makes himself, that he learned from Yichi Wei and his other Sifu. He had two Sifus under Hungar. He was under Yichi Wei for a while, and then he went under um, another I think it's Sang Wai Ming, right? So Yichi Wei here, Sang Wai Ming, you know what I'm saying, is the guy who's in China. So he would go back and forth to China. And so he has both Yichi Wei's Dongfang Hunga, and he has Tang Sai Wing, Tang Wai Ming style, right? Who comes out of Chan Tai Hing. Um, and then I come from Rick Kellerman. So we're talking about six generations. I'm seventh generation Wang Fei Hung, right?
hmm.
And so yeah, this stuff right here is, we do also, what they call 5-star, 3-star blocking. We're smashing our arms against either trees, poles, or against somebody else's arms. And we do this in a and it hardens the arms, makes your arms like iron poles. And then you rub this stuff in it until all of the liquid is dried into your skin, and it hardens the bone. Women who are trying to get pregnant cannot use this. It's an anticoagulant. And children who are under the age of 18, I think Sifu really prefers people to be at least 21 to even put this on.
Hmm.
Okay. So, you know what I'm saying? This stuff is very potent. It smells like freaking liquor and freaking, you know what I'm saying? And thick herbs. You know what I'm saying? It's really funky stuff. But I love the
Did,
smell. You know what I'm saying? I love that smell, man. It's everything. And then so yeah, so
did
that's what the
you ever like?
Iron shirt is a huge part of martial arts. So all of that beating up and stuff like that, it wasn't just to get him ready to get hit. It was so that the hits wouldn't affect him.
Did you ever like have to walk around with those rings or bracelets just as
Yes, the
a?
rings. Yep. They had the rings, and those are also to get control. You know, saying certain ways to move the arm specifically so that the rings will smash against your arm, and other ways where they roll. You know what I'm saying? And so there's a finesse to those rings too, and if a real good person who's practiced them, who's gone from like 1 ring to like 9 rings, you know what I'm saying, on both arms, you know what I'm saying, if they can do it with, you know what I'm saying, with only making the things cling at the end of their strikes, then you know that they're pretty proficient in it. I'm not that great at it. I didn't do it a whole lot, but I did a lot of iron body, iron shirt training. That's also a part of iron body, iron shirt, but there's some finesse to that too.
My friend's lineage in Hungar, he comes out of Chu Chu Ling.
Chu Chu Ling, I think that he comes out of Chantai Sen.
Really?
Yeah, I think he
Yeah,
comes out of Chantai Sen.
his master was taught
Chu
by
Chu
him.
Ling's Hungar. Let me see here. I see him. Let me see if I can find his system. Chu Chu Ling, born martial arts actor, appeared. Oh wait. Talking about the actor Chu Chu Ling?
Yeah, he's an actual
From he Chu Chu Ling. That's the one who was in Kung Fu Hustle,
the
right?
big boss.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
and
in
the
Kung
big
Fu
boss.
Hustle. Chu Chu Ling is cool. I like Chu Chu Ling, man. I like Chu
Yeah.
Chu Ling. Yeah, but he's a huge he might have come out of I forget the other guy, the old actor. He's a skinny guy who was a Hungar practitioner. I forget his name off the top of the head. But he was a very big Hungar actor back when, you know, black and white films. You know what I'm saying? I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But yeah.
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 My friend, he told me a story where Chu Chu Ling had made. Well, my friend was taught by somebody who was taught by Chu Chu Ling, right?
Yeah.
My boy told me that his master had a story where Chu Chu Ling and him was like literally they were sparring, but they were fighting, right?
Okay.
And it got to a point where Chu Chu Ling had like hit him with pressure point moves.
Uh-huh.
And he like leaned over to him and told him like I'm still the master, even though he was beaten and all that type of stuff. He hit him with those pressure point stuff, and he couldn't move for a minute, and he was
Yeah.
like kind of in pain.
Yeah. So my Sifu was married to well, who we called her Sima for a while. She's no longer a part of the school. You know what I'm saying? They separated. But she was proficient in Chinese what do you call it? It's not the needles. She would do it with her hands.
You mean
And
that stuff that Gordon Liu had put Pai Mei in and the
yeah.
House
She
of
she,
Flying
she could do that
Lotus?
stuff too, but she was more or less into the you know, the pressure. You know what I'm saying? Using her you know, pinching and stuff. So you know, she could pinch you, and you know, saying like for instance, I had got hit by a car. You know what I'm saying? I had there was some crazy freaking Spanish guys. They tried to take out some little girls. I saw them. I ran over there and I knocked the girls out the way, and the car hit me. You know what I'm saying? And it took my knee out. I was all messed up. And this is like literally after leaving a kung fu school, like leaving the kung fu school. I saw this thing happening, and I ran over there like Superman and in my super freaking hero complex, and I pushed the girls out the way, and I got smacked. And so I was down, you know what I'm saying, for about 2 weeks. But I went, you know what I'm saying, I called my Sifu, and they came, got me, and Sima, she rubbed my knee out really, really hard. I mean, I was crying. You know, it was so hard. But she was breaking up the coagulated blood in the around the you know what I'm saying, in you know, the damaged tissue. And then, you know what I'm saying, once she did that, you know what I'm saying, and I mean it was painful at first. She pressed, you know what I'm saying, 3 pressure points behind my knee, and pressed it and held it for like maybe 3 or 4 seconds. My whole leg went numb from the hip down. And I didn't feel nothing after that. And then she continued to rub it out. I couldn't feel nothing, yo, until she unlocked it. Like she had to press something else in order, and then all of a sudden the blood rushed through my leg, and freaking then I felt it again. You know?
Mm.
That stuff is real, man. That's not magic. That's like, you know what I'm saying, that's you know what I'm saying, biology or physiology.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, um, what else? What made like hunger? What made hunger like appealing to you? Like
Well,
just internally.
again, I was always into the Chinese systems, while my brother, he was interested in the Japanese. You know what I'm saying? And so
Mhm.
you wasn't on Long Island. There wasn't that many kung fu schools in my area. There was a whole bunch of karate schools and kempo schools, and you know what I'm saying, taekwondo. You got YH Park. You know what I'm saying? You had all of these Kempo schools, and I did not want to learn no Kempo. I did not want to learn no karate. You know what I'm saying? I did learn a little bit here and there because that was all I could find. And most of the people, like even my uncles, had learned, you know, Chinese Goju. It's still karate, it's still Kempo. They call it Chinese Goju. It's Kempo. You know what I'm saying? My uncle learned some other stuff that was like Korean, you know what I'm saying? And I think he was into Tang Sudo. You know what I'm saying? And so I really wanted to go to a kung fu school. And I was studying my books. I had all my books. You know what I'm saying? I was practicing in the backyard and stuff, and you know what I'm saying, trying little things on friends here and there, you know, pressure point grabs and stuff like that, takedowns. And then that one day I was walking, you know, in Huntington, you know what I'm saying? We had moved to Huntington, and I never saw this place before in my life. As much as, you know, and it wasn't that far from my grandparents' house. So I walked to the comic book store. I'm into comic books and stuff. I love comic books. My son loves comics. I'm an artist, so I used to want to draw comics. So I used to collect comics and stuff. And as I'm walking home, one of the side freaking you know, strip malls, it had maybe like 6 stores in it. And the one store right on the end, and I guess that's probably why I couldn't see it, because if you're driving down that street, you're not going to see it because the strip mall is literally, you know, going facing down the other street, like the adjacent street. So this time I'm walking and I see 10 Tigers Kung Fu, and I'm like, what? I walk up to the freaking window and I look in, and I was mind blown. I saw all of the Chinese weapons and the freaking moon gate door, you know what I'm saying, and the bulldogs at the and everything. I was like, oh my god! And I'm looking in, and that, I think that day nobody was there. I think it was closed at that time. So the next time I looked at the times that they were going to be open, came back the next day and they were open, and I'm looking in there and watching the class, and my Sifu walks out and says, hey man, you want to come in and sit down and watch? And so I'm like, yeah. So I come down, sit down and watch, and I'm just like, you know, in awe, man. I loved it. I loved everything that I was seeing, you know what I'm saying? And my Sifu said, hey, listen, if you want to take, you know, a 2-week free trial course, talk to your parents about coming in, and I think it'll be great for you. You seem to really be interested. And so I was like, yeah, well, shoot, man, I got my check. I was getting them checks. I wasn't talking to nobody. I went
Did,
and I freaking paid that man, you know what I'm saying? And I paid him diligently, you know what I'm saying, up until I was able to teach classes.
did you ever get in the tournament?
Yes, I was in
How did
tournaments. I
you
don't have
fare in
any
those?
pictures from the. I fared very well. A lot of times I would be disqualified, or I would lose points for hitting too hard. I didn't have any pads. You know what I'm saying? I was a broke Negro, and I really, for me, the pads were kind of, they were obstructive. You know what I'm saying? So I would only go in there with the headgear and the feet and hands. That's all was necessarily required. However, most of the people who were in those tournaments had the chest pads, they had the forearm pads, they had the shin
Oh,
the joint around the nuts. They had all those pads. You know what I'm saying? So they were all padded up, and it's hard to freaking to move somebody. You know what I'm saying? When you punch their pad, and their pads, you know, are obstructing them from really feeling the blow. You know what I'm saying? They're still coming, and you're like boop, 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 and they're not feeling nothing. So I would thrust, and I would use my talking, my waist, and the whole nine, and I would penetrate the chest pads, and people would lose their wind. The first fight I had, this dude, this big, he was stocky white guy, you know what I'm saying, all padded up, you know what I'm saying, and I'm nervous. This is my first tournament, you know what I'm saying. I ain't got no pads on besides the hands, feet, and head. So he's all bouncing around, and I'm just standing there, you know what I'm saying, still, you know what I'm saying, and like, you know what I'm saying, bow to the judges, bow to each other, you know what I'm saying, we wait, get into our stance, boom, you know what I'm saying, judge says go, you know what I'm saying, here we go. He starts charging toward me. I took one shuffle step, and I front thrusted that Negro right in with my heel, front thrusted him right into his stomach, into his chest, and he flew right into the audience and fell, and like, the audience is all in folding chairs. Everybody fell. Like there was like maybe 4 or 5 people that fell behind him, and
What?
I lost the point for that. I lost the point for that. But after that, his heart was gone. B. I started mollywhopping him. I hit him when he came back and said they got him up. They said, "You're gonna lose a point for that." Blah blah blah. You're hitting too hard. I said, "Okay, boom." Get back in. He starts coming into exchange. You know what I'm saying? I locked his hands, and I'm like, bow, and then I did an element punch, right? Which is chop, you know, what do you call it? Sao Choi, right? I Sao Choi, you know what I'm saying, him and on the mask. His mask went this way and covered his face. They stopped me again. I'm like, what the hell can I do? I'm doing my system. I'm not in here to freaking kickbox. I'm here to try my hung guard. So, you know, Sifu was like, don't worry, don't you listen. He said, lighten up on your punches. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't, people are gonna know who won at the end of the day. Even if you get disqualified, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna know who won, especially the person that you just beat. Just, hey, you know what I'm saying? That's like, you know, like Cobra Kai, sweep the leg type, you know what I'm saying? But you know, he wasn't telling me to sweep the leg, but still, he was like, you know, you use your hung guard, but you know what I'm saying, just make sure that you're not gonna, you know, like turn this dude's head around. You could have broke that dude's neck. You know, it spun his mask, but it could have been worse. So yeah, so that first tournament I took second place only because they did not allow me to fight Samson. And Samson is, you know what I'm saying, Chinese. He's badass, man. He's in movies now. You know what I'm saying? He does the flips. He's a Jiao Gar practitioner. Does all of the spinning flips with the hung gar stuff, all of the Southern style stuff. You know what I'm saying? But he'll jump into a bow roll and then jump into some low stance like bow. And, you know, it's just like, you know, you don't want to be in in forms. I took second next to him, which was great. And in fighting, I took second next to him. You know what I'm saying? But the only reason I took second next to him in fighting is because they wouldn't let me fight him, because I had already got like two points that disqualified me from fighting the last person. Sharif Bey, who's a martial artist here in Syracuse, is a hung guard practitioner. That's the first time I met him. He was actually the judge, and I actually had put my son in his school for a little while. You know what I'm saying? He comes at alongside with his great brother. You know what I'm saying? A lot of black folks in those tournaments, y'all. Y'all be surprised. 90% of them tournaments be all black people in the Kung Fu tournaments. I don't know how the karate tournaments look. Actually, I do. I went to a couple of Kempo tournaments, and it's mostly white people in there. But the karate tour, the Kung Fu tournaments, you know what I'm saying? Washington, D.C., black. I mean, folks, the international Wong Fei Hung, which no longer happens anymore. I don't know, but they changed it. Now there's the Wong tournament. The international Wong Fei Hung tournament, they ended that for I think back in like 2001 or 2002, maybe 2004. But yeah, that was primarily black schools, man. Black Kung Fu teachers, Chinese and black folks were the predominant Kung Fu schools in it.
So let me be a little contrarian for a second.
Okay.
So people, they claim that the deadly martial arts of the East are not practical because of their understanding of Bruce Lee movies. Like, you're not going to jump 5 feet in the air and kick somebody in their face.
That's movie stuff. That's movie stuff. Y'all are confusing real kung fu with flair, with movie flair. You're not learning real kung fu in the movies. You're learning the flashy stuff, which is only for you know, the deadly stuff is what they teach in the freaking. They teach that to Navy SEALs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hammering fists, the breakdown techniques, how you break somebody up, right? So you know what I'm saying, there's like, you know, levels of breaking them down, you know what I'm saying, upon entry to finish them off so that you immediately freaking incapacitate your opponent. Because in real martial arts, we're not going blow for blow, kick for kick. We're gonna end you. We're gonna punch you in your throat and end the fight. I'm gonna poke you in the eyeball and end the fight. I'm gonna sit here and pity pat. It's not patty cake.
we not doing the black dynamite. I did
this ain't boxing. I'm not gonna sit here and box with you, B. I'm gonna punch you in your esophagus and watch you choke.
Oh man, that is crazy.
Real kung fu is not what you see in the movies. Real kung fu is deadly, yo. You can't do 90% of the techniques that we learned. You cannot do that in a tournament. The first technique I learned was Chow versus the Buddha. Watch this. Chow versus the Buddha, right?
Right.
I'm standing in a horse stance here. I have to drop my stance, clap my hands together, thrust my hands forward like this. Right?
Right.
Look, clap, thrust. Somebody comes into my waist to try and grab me. I drop my stance, smack the ears, thrust both of my thumbs into their eye sockets. Chow versus the Buddha. 1, 2. 1, 2. Clap the ears, thrust the thumbs into the eye sockets. Fight is over. That was technique number 1.
That is crazy.
The first I was 14 years old. Learning how to eye gouge. Destroy your eardrum, gouge your eyeball. You're not sitting here doing this. Niggas, wow! Watch you die. Watch you scream.
See, you know, that's interesting because like I remember when my friend who studied abroad in Japan, he told me that they taught him in textbooks that the reason why like in karate you don't really see like kicks is because the Japanese were like seafarers. So, you know, they don't have time to like fight like a boxer.
Right. Well, there are kicks, but most kicks wouldn't go in real fighting situations. Real kicks would not go above knee or waist level. It's harder to block a kick that is going at your knee. You literally have to drop your guard in order to do that. But a kick to the knee is devastating. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
So like Hungar and a lot of what do you call it? Okinawan style karate. A lot of Okinawan style karate actually has a lot of the same expressions from Southern Chinese martial arts. You know what I'm saying? Samjin Kyun. Samjin is the Chinese. In Japanese, it's sambo or something. Sambogin. You know what I'm saying? And the form that's Okinawan. And if you look at the two, the Chinese and the Japanese, you see that the Japanese got their gung fu from, they got their Okinawan style was more closely related to Southern Chinese systems than any other system. Kicking and stuff, that was all flashy stuff for movies. And yes, you can do a lot of kicks, you know what I'm saying? But it puts you in a precarious position. The only time you should really kick somebody And the head is when you already freaking almost finished them. When they're pretty much, that's when you get your little flash on. You know what I'm saying? Everybody watching, you want to do something flashy. But in the middle of a fight, you're not going to see my leg coming. No shadow kick means that it's a kick that is unseen. And it's hard to see a kick that goes only freaking about maybe 4 to 5 feet. Not even 4 feet. You know what I'm saying? 2 or 3 feet. A kick to the inside of the inside, a ball kick to the inside of your knee is taking your knee out. It's taking it out. Okay? You know, these are the things that you cannot do inside of a MMA octagon. They have rules. And this is one of the reasons why Kung Fu practitioners, when they get in there, they have a harder time because they can't do everything that they study. But if they was in the street and they poked the nigga in the eyeball, ain't no freaking daggone wrestling me to the ground. You holding your eye. You know what I'm saying? You don't sit there and wrestle with somebody who's, you know what I'm saying, 100 pounds heavier than me. I'm gonna sit there. No, nigga, I'm gonna kick your knee out. I'm gonna fucking jam you in your eye or freaking chop choy at the throat. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you drop your head down low enough, I might freaking lift my knee up and bash the fucking face. You know what I'm saying? With this move, right? One of my favorites when they try to come in like this is to slam my. So I'm destroying the back of the skull and the face. Man. Go ahead and charge me like that if you want to. I'll grab the back of your head. Wow! We call the back of the head the light switch.
What?
We call the back of the head the light switch. You hit that shit really good with a salchoy, which is the inside. See, we don't always use our fist this way. We got all kinds of hand positions. Tiger, you know what I'm saying, crane, which is for striking pressure points and, you know what I'm saying, soft material. We got chop choy, which is leopard, you know what I'm saying, that's like for, striking the throat, the larynx side of the neck, freaking jugular, you know what I'm saying, or carotid artery. You slap somebody in carotid artery, they're going to sleep, right? Mm-hmm. But when you do like a freaking, you know what I'm saying, a swinging, they call them haymakers. You call it a salchoy, bean choy. Bow, bow, you know what I'm saying? So you go this way. If you get that person back in the back of the head, lights out. It's the light switch.
So I have another question about Hungar. So I used to watch Avatar: The Last Airbender back in the day.
Yes, a lot of Hungar elements in there. But they also have, they also try to split up some of the martial arts styles, the Ome styles with the wind and water. So you see them doing like more Chinese, like Tai Chi type stuff with the water.
Yeah, Tai Chi is water bending.
You know what I'm saying? Fire bending and earth bending is more Hungar.
So I've always noticed when I looked at the earthbenders, they always stomp their feet.
That's Hungar, B. It's the earthbenders right there. You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, we have all 5 elements in our system. We have 5 elements, 5 animals. All 5 animals: tiger, crane, leopard, dragon, and tiger, crane, leopard, dragon, and what is it? Snake. You know what I'm saying? And then we also have tiger crane form. You know what I'm saying? Tiger crane 18 diagram pole is in our system. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the movies that you see in the Run Shaw movies were based off of Hungar systems and Hungar forms. You know what I'm saying? Tiger crane, 5 animals of Shaolin. You know what I'm saying? A drunken style is in our system.
I wonder, Sister Julanda, she wants a demonstration. Is there a way you could demonstrate like a kick or something in the camera? Or like, you know.
Demonstrate a kick? Hold on. I'll do this. One of our rocking elbows, right? Bang, right? One.
Right.
Striking either toward the balls. This is a tiger claw. You can snatch the balls if you want to. Snatch and then smack him back with his own nuts, right? So 1, 2, 3, right? Right? And then the heart penetrating fist. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Bong, 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 right? And I'm in the low horse stance. I don't know if you can see.
Yeah, you know your stuff. I could tell from how you moved your arms like that. Yeah, you know your stuff.
Thank you, man.
You
So
welcome.
yes, and then you have tiger emerges. I have a lot of my stuff on the wall. So if you see over here on this side, that's what form is that? That's got Gunji Fufu and 12 bridges over here, and then over here is 10 killing hands. 10 killing hands on this side, and then I have 2 other things. But yeah, you can't just learn from a book. You actually do have to have a teacher who can show you the nuances. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, somebody thinks bong sao, or they say bong sao, they see in the movies, they think it's this, or they see in karate that it's this. But bong sao is like this, and it has to be on a specific angle, because if somebody is throwing a punch, when the punch comes at you, like for instance, hold on. When the punch comes at you, right?
Right.
So if the punch is coming directly at my face and I put my bong sao up, guess where the angle of my arm causes the trajectory of the punch to move out of my face. And then I can tanda and bust them right in their shit. Bong sao, tanda. You'll see those moves in Wing Chun. You'll see this. Bang, right? Bong, yep. Bang. Bong, tan. Bong, tanda, right? That comes out of Hung Gar. Before it even was in Wing Chun. Wing Chun is not as old as Hung Gar, but it has a lot of elements. In fact, a lot of the beginning forms of Hung Gar. Hold on. See if you can see me. Right? So I'm in Yuji Kim Yuma. Right? Boom, bang, bang. 1, 2, 3. Dang, spit. Bomb, right? The same here. 1, 2. Bang. Boom. Dang. Bang. Right? Mm-hmm. So, you'll see a lot of that in the beginning of the forms. A lot of that you'll see in Wing Chun. The hand movements and stuff are fairly universal. Bong sao, tan da. It's not a block like this, like karate does this. We don't do that, man. We don't do it like that. We're like, but a lot of our blocks too, what they consider blocks, are really strikes, because we're breaking through the guard. So somebody throws a punch and their punch is coming at me. I'm not just trying to block the punch. I'm trying to strike your face while I'm blocking your punch.
And that's where the bracelets and the
yes,
that's where the bracelets come in.
Yeah, with the studs and stuff. Yeah. See, you think ISUBK, they got that from us.
Yeah, I'm like, I know the Hebrews the ancient Hebrews weren't walking around like that. That's
right, with no studs on. The ancient Chinese were though. But yeah, hold on, let me show you some more pictures here. So go here. So yeah,
that's Palme right there. He's
sir,
like, can you find
it? You already know that's my dude. So real quick, what I'm saying, it's benefits to practicing Kung Fu. What I'm saying, practicing Kung Fu offers numerous physical, mental, and spiritual benefits. Physically, it enhances strength, flexibility, coordination, and endurance. Regular training of Kung Fu can improve circular cardiovascular health, increase muscle tone, promote weight loss. It also helps to develop agility, speed, and reflexes. Mentally practicing Kung Fu can improve focus, concentration, and discipline. It requires mental clarity and the ability to stay present in the moment. through repetitive movements and techniques, practitioners learn to be quiet the mind, reduce stress, and improve overall mental well-being. On a spiritual level, Kung Fu fosters a deep connection between the mind, body, and spirit, and encourages self-reflection, self-awareness, and a sense of inner peace. The physiology of Kung Fu teaches values such as respect, humility. A philosophy of Kung Fu teaches respect, humility, integrity, perseverance, which can be applied not only in martial arts but in everyday life. So, here we go. So, my Sifu, he's connected. You'll see him here with this is like the martial arts associations in New York, which is connected to the Hong Mun and to the Chinese Freemason Society. That's my Sifu right here in this corner. With studs on, you know what I'm saying? Here we go to Chinatown every year. I haven't done it in a while, but we do the lion dancing. Lion dance is a very important part of Hong Gar. Okay, it is like our blood walk. Every school has their own lion dance. And back in the days, Chinese New Year's, a lot of different schools, if somebody disrespected a school's lion, the lion represents their school and their honor and their tradition. You know what I'm saying? If another lion disrespected another, it would become a fight. This was like flagging, right? You know what I'm saying? This is like flagging right here with the lions, okay? So I couldn't find my picture of myself in it. I had it up inside the line from like I think it was like maybe 1997, 1996. I have an old picture of me in the lion head. So you know what I'm saying. So when I moved to Charleston, South Carolina, it's when I established a 10 Tigers branch there. And this is me. You know what I'm saying. I went to Hawaii, trained in some places. That's my school. This is me at my school. You know what I'm saying. Me in Hawaii. Some of my kid students. Here's my my adult students. We were doing lion dance. The teacher always plays the drums, and the students carry the drums, and they do the lion head, right? So you know what I'm saying. Here I am playing the drums. Here, I was teaching another school. Like, okay, so I was teaching them their own, helping him work on his own lion dance because he didn't really know anything about real traditional lion dancing because they're a Kempo school, right? So Yana Gress over there at Master Studios of Self-Defense in Charleston, South Carolina. I one day went to one of their tournaments and I saw them doing a lion dance and they were doing like this little, and I was like, this is not Mickey Mouse, bro. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? I was offended. And I'm not even Chinese. So he actually, me and him had came to an agreement. You know what I'm saying? He gave me a cheaper rate for the martial arts school on the other side of his building for my school. And so I had a cheaper rate, but that cheaper rate went with me teaching him line dance. Now I can't teach him my my blood walk from my school. I had to help him form one of their own. Now to this day, they actually have a traditional lion dance. You're welcome. Hopefully they didn't freaking ruin it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I taught them their lion dance, and I ran the lion dance for them when they did the River Dog Stadium performance. River Dogs, the year of the dog. They wanted some Chinese kung fu. You know what I'm saying? Lions up in there to represent the year of the dog. This is in South Carolina, and they had ordered for some dude in Atlanta to come down. Now this white guy, he learned in Taiwan. He learned he learned Hong Kuen, like the old stuff, and he learned lion dancing and drumming from Taiwan, right? But when he came over and before the whole baseball thing, because they had a baseball game in the whole nine, and they had fireworks and stuff for the year of the dog. He asked me to play. You know, I heard him play, and I'm like, okay. And he was like, you know what I'm saying? Let me hear you. And I freaking, he was like, you're drumming. So I'm like, you sure? Because you know what I'm saying? You learned in Taiwan, and I respected him as a in the hierarchical, he had more years on me, and he learned from China and stuff like that, learned in Taiwan. He was like, nah, man, your drumming is freaking, but I got my drumming from my Sifu, you know what I'm saying? And on top of that, I played congas and stuff like that, so that could have helped my ability, you know what I'm saying? But so I played the drums, and we had a great show that and got paid in the whole nine, man. That was great. This is my brother Tommy Onion Benny. When we was in high school, I brought him. You see me with my colors on. This is my shirt. Um, I had brought him to the kung fu school. He was chubby kid. You know what I'm saying? Everybody used to pick on him in high school. And they used to call him a girl because he had, saying really curly freaking hair. And he's like a, metalhead type kid, but he was chubby and, you know what I'm saying? And I took him to Kung Fu, man. I took him to Rick Kellerman and he became one of the top students. You know what I'm saying? He's a disciple as well. Me and him are both disciples. He doesn't go anymore. He's a stunt man now in Hollywood.
See, that's one thing that I keep tripping off of when I be looking at these stunt men. Most of them, if not all of them, have martial arts backgrounds.
Right.
Like the guy who
my studs, I got the silver studs on right there. You see him?
oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With the show enough going on right now, B. These are my two students, Mikey and Nathan. You know what I'm saying? Those were my two top students. I used to send them to the tournaments with my Sifu. If I couldn't make it, they would go. You know what I'm saying? They came back with quite a few trophies, man. So, yeah, man, it's a lifestyle, man. It's a way of life. It's a family. My son, you see, I have him all decked out, looking like the golden child. Where's that picture? Right here. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, B. You know what I'm saying? This is Avatar Aang right there. And this is him at Sharif Bay School here in Syracuse. I had to bring him. He has to have an experience like his father. This is him when he was a baby. That was my lion. I lost my lion after a bit of breakup, and I'm still upset about that. Those things cost like $800. They're handmade, and that is like an old it's an old Southern lion. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. And this right here, this guy right here, this dude studied at the Shaolin Temple for years. Danny Hammond. He is one of the baddest martial artists ever. Oh my God, this brother. One day, everybody told me about Danny Hammond. When I moved up here, you got to meet Danny Hammond. He's this, he's that. I'm like, man, I don't want to hear nothing, man. So one day I'm walking up to Thornton Park, and I hear, I'm hearing the wind whipping. I'm like, somebody over there doing something. I walk and I see on the amphitheater, I see him dressed in the monk's robe. I said, that's got to be Danny Hammond, and he's doing a freaking pole form, right? And so he's going in. He jumps all the way up in the air with his legs up, and then he goes down and he slaps the pole against the ground in a low stance. Yo, B, he had to throw the pole away. Freaking like 6 inches of the pole just turning the freaking goddamn dust. Just pop, pow, the whole shit just broke. Pow. I was like, oh yeah. I walked right on down there. I was like, how you doing, Mr. Hammond? Yep. And my son trained with him a little bit too. I've done some training with him. He is really badass, man. And he does a lot of that pretty stuff, the wushu, and he's got the southern systems and stuff like that. You know what I mean? My favorite weapon is the whip chain. Nobody has ever seen Iron Monkey. This weapon right there, that is my weapon of choice. You can fold it up in your pocket. I have mine is combat weight. I don't know where it is right now. But yeah, I know where it is. And it will destroy, it will break a skull. Okay? It breaks bone. You get slapped with that thing, you're going down. No, I don't know where it is. But I know. Hold on. I got something. Watch this.
Okay.
To stop sharing this screen real quick. Then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to show you a video from my boy LV that I'm in, actually using the and he's cool with this, you know what I'm saying? Actually using the whip chain. So let me see here. You guys, I'll show you me actually using the whip chain. I'm just like doing it light, you know what I'm saying? Because we're doing it to music, but you know what I'm saying? In the fighting situation, I'm slapping that thing, man. I'm slapping, I'm breaking bone, B. And it's a very dangerous weapon. It's not an easy weapon to learn because, you know, you hit yourself. Like nunchucks is one thing. Hitting yourself with a whip chain, a combat weight whip chain, it's damaging, bro. You know, but you know,
straight up and be coughing up blood if you hit yourself
oh
in the
man,
back.
I slapped my ankle one time I was drinking and somebody was like, yo man, I think they set me up. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo man, okay, hold on, yeah, let me leave this page, reload this. All right, I'm gonna share this, okay? So you can bring this up. This will be a little interlude, you know what I'm saying? Then we get back to discussing where is it? Yeah. All right. If you can bring that up. Okay, cool. And this is my boy LV Europa. You know what I'm saying?
Made their intentions clear.
Someone was banging on Naga and
silent.
And JJ 7000.
But beware for the bitch nigga who lost his mind playing with my motherfucking dreams. The creator doesn't like that. And he gave permission to fight back. Roper Report TV, nigga. Couple Naga niggas try to cause a war with my team. We gotta shine bright through this shit, you know what I mean? Lil Henry, you wish you would, you all track little into that cup. Keep smoking, you live and regret them big steps when you banging the wood. Rope of the network that I built, Xion brought fire in house. Even though Flavor lay when we eat, real niggas always figure it out. People mad, cause we fuck with the sauce, huh? Go get a divorce, that's Firehouse in your Roper Report. Them big steps, no need of remorse. Niggas wanna debate. Listen, dog, get out of my face. I'm the nigga to call when it's talking points. When it's real, you know it's a play. My niggas ain't, y'all niggas stop, don't pull my call when you know it's a nace. Niggas back to bitch niggas waiting, kept it real anyway. Ever wonder why a man to leave his family? To go crochet, to come back with another chick to put him on blast at the end of the day. To come back to the people talking family. And it ain't okay, you can act like you represent the people, but you lose the debate. There's a work to be done and you know I'm still on my grind. Even though we fucked up, nigga, you know how we climb. It's hard to the top when you realize they can't shine. This the last chance with the truth, you know it's my time. There's a work to be done and you know I'm still on my grind. Even though we fucked up, nigga, you know how we climb. It's hard to the top when you realize they can't shine. This the last chance with the truth, you know it's my time. Tommy. It's no hard feelings. Gotta talk to me like no alhamdulillah. You know how I'm killing. You can act like the spirit don't live here, but I know you can feel it. Deeply rooted and feel like I'm feeling. I'm here to help, nigga, more than willing. You said don't talk to you like you Henry. Bitch, already did it. I know your heart broke, but here's a real quote. Oh, don't be your worst critic. People jump ship to go bang with giants. Then die to a vision, feel like Simpson when he lost his hair. Watch me pull down the pillar. We keep it real, but I need a filler. Oh my, I'm here with the healer. Boss shit, nigga, deal with the dealer. You swing your axe, but don't got it to chiller. The fuck? Duh, that mean you kill niggas. Y'all motherfuckers ain't noticed that? You swinging that shit and ain't kill a white nigga yet? There's a work to be done and you know I'm still on my grind. Even though we fucked up, nigga, you know how we climb. It's hard to the top when you realize they can't shine. This the last chance with the truth, you know it's my time. There's a work to be done and you know I'm still on my grind. Even though we fucked up, nigga, you know how we climb. It's hard to the top when you realize they can't shine. This the last chance with the truth, you know it's my time. Didn't I tell you it's the season to beware?
Yeah, man.
So that was you with the chain. Oh snap! He just left on accident. Hang on, everyone. Xion will be back shortly. He must have clicked something.
I'm here. My bad. I hit the wrong thing. But yo, I have if you have some more questions, I have some techniques that my Sifu has on his videos. So you want to see a couple of techniques?
Yes, I think the people would like that. I would like to see that, you know.
Okay. All right. So let me do this here. Let's go to 10 Tigers Kung Fu Academy. And
Yeah.
we're going to go to the technique of the week. He's got quite a few of them. Okay. And what are you going to say, brother?
You know, when I saw how you was manipulating the combat chain, I could tell from how you were moving with it and how like flowing, how it was like together
Freestyle.
that
Yeah, I was freestyling, but you know what I'm saying? There are forms to it. Like the beginning part, you know what I'm saying, before I shoot it, dart it out, you know what I'm saying, it's actually the beginning of the whip chain form. So
you
let me
kind of
pause.
reminded me of what was that movie with Jackie Chan and Owen Wilson? I think it was Shanghai Noon.
Yeah. Over here doing kung fu in a freaking goddamn $300 suit. All right, so here we got technique of the week, and there's quite a few of them. You know what I'm saying? If anybody's interested in seeing a couple of them, you know what I'm saying? Here we go. So
All right.
that up. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let me enlarge that so you guys can see really good. And uh-oh, where's my volume? Pause. Hold on. Let me stop sharing again. Hold on, go back.
Okay.
And I gotta get the sound on. There we go. All right, let me
I
start
heard you
back.
the first. I think I heard it the first time.
Oh, you did? Oh, it was playing?
Mm.
Okay, I didn't know because
Yeah.
on this side I'm muted. All right, so I guess if it shares, it doesn't mute out. Okay, cool. All right, so
Mhm.
this is my seafood doing some demonstration of technique. Technique of the week. That's my Xion Eddie over there, Spanish guy with the short hair. He was the one who teaching me Gracie as well.
Hi, this week's segment of Technique of the Week, we're going to work on Gong Fu or hard bridge, what I like to call crashing bridge. So, Phil, let me borrow you. So, getting standard fighting stance. Okay, so his guard's it's pretty covered. You know, it's kind of hard to get in. He's got good coverage. His hands are right in front of his face. It's pretty good. The problem is, I crash into his bridge, and if he doesn't have the luxury of wearing headgear and big padded gloves, like if he was outside fighting for real, now you got bony fists going into your own face. Okay, so just because the guy's covered doesn't mean you have to try and find a spot and and play that game. Okay, his guards are up, crash into it. So the first crash we're going to do is Sapchi Sao, cross-shaped fist. So when I step in, when I crash in, I'm just occupying his space. I'm breaking his structure here, I'm breaking his structure here, and then I'm going to strike and finish him off. So when I come in, I'm just going to crash, punch, strike, take him down, finish him off. Okay, the next one we're going to do is Gua Choi, or hanging fist. Phil? Good. So I'm going to use Gua Choi to come in, and I'm going to be using this part of my arm as covering. This is what's crashing, and this is crashing over here, which leaves everything wide open for me. I'm going to his blind side. I get to break his structure. So if the guard's up, okay, I come in. There's my Gua Choi. There's my punch. There's my takedown. Next technique we're going to do is Hak Choi, or crane's comb. So Phil, when I come in on this one, because I'm using Phoenix Eyes, as I crash, this can be striking this way, it can be striking this way, and this is going to strike in here to the points right below on the floating ribs, liver point, or in the intercostal ribs. Okay, so from here, one strike, down. Okay, Teat Mun Guan Choi. It's done a lot of different ways. When I do this, I like to see this as the shield or the front part like of a tank where they have that little window to look out, or in a bunker. Okay, so when I come in, My chin is tucked. Everything's behind this guard, and here's my little window. So when using fighting stance, okay, when I crash in, I'm right inside, and I only need a little door to come in with if I'm doing chain punches. So when I crash in, It doesn't matter whether I crash in. I like always trying to choke them off and going through the blind side and come in here. Okay. However, if I end up going right down Broadway, that's okay. I'm right through. I'm coming right through his guard this way. It gets me right inside. I've opened them up and I'm free to punch. Okay, this next one is Xion Gong Fu Fu, which is double bows crashing bridge.
I love this one.
It's actually pretty natural for us when danger is coming at us to, put our hands up like that. All we're doing is giving it correct structure and using it for our advantage. So if you get some fighting stance, thank you, Phil. Okay, and again, it's just crashing in. The beauty about this is wherever my hand happens to go, that's going to give me the technique. Okay, if this hand happens to be on top, right, that's what we have, right? If this hand happens to be on top when it comes in, that's fine. That's where I'm going to go with it. Okay, whatever I touch, that becomes my technique. So we're just using this, and notice when I come in, I want to get behind it. Again, it's a shield. Okay, so I'm not going to do this. I get punched in the face. I don't have headgear. I'm not going to do that. Okay, but I want to crash in and occupy his space. Okay. Long Ying Big Q, dragon shape, crashing bridge. Okay. This we've seen in a lot of arts use this. Can I stand still? Okay, it's pata, right? So I can use it pata this way. Here I'm using it here. So if I don't have the rear hand,
it's the light switch.
It's going to crash in anyway, right? Just like we did with Guachoy, right? This is a bonus.
Right.
Okay, so I come in, bang, I'm right inside. Okay, I am using my forearm if I can. I want to get that deep inside. Okay, if I don't get that deep inside, it's fine because I'm still hitting, right? I have a lot of reach. So even from this range, from this range, from this range, from this range, it's all good. I keep my structure, and it's going to work for me.
This is Rick Kellerman from 10 Tigers Kung Fu Academy. If anyone wants any information.
So yeah, stop that there.
That was a good demonstration.
Those were the crashing bridges. Okay, and you'll see that in you'll see them use some of that in what's that video game? Tekken. You know what I'm saying? One of my favorite dudes, you know what I'm saying? Me and Neil Love actually played Tekken, you know what I'm saying, recently. And I always use Feng Wei, you know what I'm saying? He's the Hung Gar Shaolin dude, you know what I'm saying? And he has a lot of those crashing bridges. Got a couple of other techniques. Hak Fu Jiao is another one that's really good. But yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? This has been my a big pinnacle of my life. You know what I'm saying? A big my whole apartment has, it's a part of my culture now. It's a part of me. You know what I'm saying? So yes, sir. Do I have anything left on that PowerPoint? Not really. I think I showed pretty much everything. Yeah. So I went through the genealogy, lineage, and all of that stuff, and how it affected the Black community. You know what I'm saying? Martial arts is very important. You know what I'm saying? It was very huge in our community, and I think that it helped, shape a lot of us who were younger, growing up at that time, with some of those morals and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Some of those ethics. I can't find my daggone Kung Fu notebook right now. Hold on. We actually have a notebook, so we're not like a lot of other martial arts schools that just you go in there, you learn, you stretch, you get thrown around, and then you go home. You know what I'm saying? You get a belt in a couple of months. We actually had academics, and I had to restructure my notebook. You know what I'm saying? 10 Tigers notebook, you know what I mean? And in here we have, you know what I'm saying, I have all the way up to, I used to have all the way up to 3rd degree black belt, but I lost my old notebook. So I have second degree, a couple of sheets from the 2nd degree. I got all of these requirements, but my Sifu also, things start to change after years because, you know, a lot of these sheets, like some of these are new. So his new sheets, I have a lot of his new sheets, but the 2nd and 3rd degree black belt, those are the old ones from like 1996. So I'm sure now his black belt, his black 2nd degree black belt and 3rd degree black belt curriculums are quite different because he's also integrated Southern Praying Mantis into it. So, you know what I'm saying, we got all your requirements and stuff. You got to write notes. You got to, you know what I'm saying, you got to do freaking learn, what do you call it? CPR and freaking, you know what I'm saying? There's like everything is in here. Genealogy is in here. We have, where's our creed at? Hold on. Creed. Okay, the student creed is I will strive to develop my mental, physical, and spiritual strengths at all times. I will respect my seniors, both those with me now, those who have come before, and I will set the example for those who have yet to come. I will be humble yet not weak, proud yet not boastful, for I am the calm before the storm. I will not abuse my art, but will use it to only defend and protect myself, my family, and my principles. I will train in the spirit of Shaolin. Here we have the Chinese, you know what I'm saying, which is Hok Young, Hok Yi, Hok Gong Fu, Jun Jo, Jun Si, Jun Gao Do. Learn humility, learn loyalty, learn hard work, respect ancestors, respect Sifu, respect teachings being taught. So it's not just learning how to beat people up, y'all. You know what I'm saying? There's morals. There's honor. Honor your ancestors, your background, your heritage, your family, a part of what makes you who you are. All of these teachings are part of the scholar warrior, right? So it's not just learning how to freaking swing weapons and chains around, although that is the fun part sometimes. Sometimes it's not as fun as, you know, you'd like it to be because it's hard. You know, that's what Gung Fu means. It means hard work or any work that requires, you know, strenuous work and commitment. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah. And when kids, you know, when you start kids off, let me share my screen again. The kids who has quite a. I didn't want to share his pictures with the new students because I don't know their parents like that, like I used to know some of them. So I don't want to be sharing, you know, faces of kids that are in the school. But let me see here. Where's my PowerPoint at? What happened? There it is. Okay. So I'll share my screen, go back here. But, you know, it's very important for young people to learn this kind of discipline, not just for their own self-defense, they're for their character, you know what I'm saying, for their ethics, for the respect, you know what I'm saying, for being in a structure, learning how to work together as a team, learning how to trade hands without hurting each other, and also understanding that, you know, that you can be hurt, you know what I'm saying. And so this is where, you know, the martial arts, my son over here in the corner, this is one of my top students back in the day. Oh man, this little kid, all he did was watch kung fu movies, and he would sit in his horse stance. Horse stances are hard to do. This little boy would not come out unless I told him to. His other brothers and sisters, you know, they struggled and stuff, and they were good. You know what I'm saying? I love them all. They were the whole Rasta family. You know what I'm saying? I had nothing but Rasta. Well, you know, I had more than just Rasta kids, but you know what I'm saying? But I used to set a private time for you know what I'm saying, him and his siblings to come in. And you know, oh man, he was so committed to it. You know, I wish if I didn't move, you know, he'd probably be one of my top students now. But you know, put your kids in some martial arts, man. It teaches them some respect, some honor, some of the things that, we've lost as a culture in American society today is still maintained within the martial arts, especially traditional martial arts. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people are, scary about it because of, their Christian background or their religious backgrounds. Oh, you guys have idols and all of this stuff like that. I don't worship any of these things. All these things are, saying a part of, the rich heritage of the martial arts systems that I've come out of, that I've come through, Hungar. And I lived in the school for I would say maybe 4 years, 3 years, maybe. I lived in the school, teaching classes, afternoon. I was as an instructor. My CP would come and run the classes after I took them through all of the drills and stuff like that. And he would tell me what he wanted to do today. And, I'd run them through them, and then he'd come out and then, work with the students toward the ends of the class. So I was doing like 4-5 classes a day, Monday through Friday. Saturday morning, we would do one class, and I also still had to take my own advanced classes, with the black belt students. So I was in tip top shape, bro. I was pretty brolic. I wasn't like, huge, but I was ripped, that was one of the best times of my life, I would say. I wasn't able to, something happening with my I gotta renew my PowerPoint and my Microsoft Suites. But yeah, man, beautiful thing. Martial arts, it's a lifestyle. You know what I mean? So when people be like, "Oh, I'm showing up," no, you're not. I'm showing up.
Right. Thank you so much for your presentation. I had no idea that you was Black Belt Jones out here, man.
This month, my Sifu gave me this when I went for my, I got my so I wear this all the time. This is my discipleship in our school. When you become a disciple, inner door student, you have to go through a tea ceremony in the whole nine, and then you receive your sword and your jade. You know what I'm saying? And then I received, my black belt. You know what I'm saying? The black sash. You know what I'm saying? Usually a normal black belt. You know what I'm saying? For non-teachers, will have just like it'll be all black and it'll have a red stripe. You know what I'm saying? Or 3 red stripes at the bottom. But when you're teaching, you get the full red trim. You know what I'm saying? So that's the deal. You know what I'm saying? Got my weapons. I don't got all 19 like I want, but there's a couple of extra ones I want too. I want the tiger hook, the tiger hook swords. You know what I'm saying? You see those in a lot of kung fu movies. There's a lot of. I need my butterfly swords back because somebody stole my butterfly swords. You know what I'm saying? I got gims. I got almost everything. There's only a couple of things that I'm really missing right now. But yep, and I know how to use them. Nunchucks, you know what I'm saying? Just to have nunchucks, I'm good with them. Like I said, I had found those nunchucks in that box when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? I bopped myself in the head a whole bunch of times before I learned how to use them. And then, learning form and stuff from my Kung Fu practice, helped me better understand how to use it. It's not just, wrapping it around your body. You got to know stances and know angles, 8 diagrams, 8 positions, 8 points of focus, knowing how to step to the side. Even in boxing, like for instance, most people think that we're going to drop down into a stance and freaking, do this in the middle of a fight. And I've done it. And usually that ends a fight if somebody sees you do that, but if they're scared. But no, you know what I'm saying? I get in, just like a boxer would, but once I'm in, B. You know what I mean? And I'm sweeping, I'm striking, meridians, and you know what I'm saying? I grab, one of my things too is I grab the whole face. From here, my Sifu used to explain it like this. Your head is like a bowling ball, right? Literally and figuratively. So if you grab this side, right, of the jaw, there are pressure points in here. So, and then you go across the bone of the face and dig your thumb into the socket of the eye and press the nose. It sends the most shocking pain. It will freeze you up. Another thing, y'all, somebody grab you, love handles. Grab that love handle. Somebody try to grab you and bear hug you, and you got your arms here. You grab them love hand and you twist them. And I guarantee you're going to stand them up on their toes. They're going to get up on their toes and beg you, nigga, let me go, let me go. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of stuff, man.
I understand completely.
A lot of good stuff, man. There's a slapping strike with the finger. Monkey style does this a lot too, where you slap like this. So if a person's got their guard up, right, and they got their hands up, and you slap past their guard, and the finger poke right in the eye. Boop. Poke right in the side of the eye. Now take your finger to the corner of your eye and press it and see if your eyeball doesn't start to push forward. You can pop somebody's eyeball out.
Ooh.
It is not to be played with. This is why most kung fu cats, traditional kung fu cats, get in a ring where there's rules and they can't do what they want to do.
You know, people, they always say, like, we've already had MMA fighters fight against karate masters and they got beat up. And I'm like, first of all,
they can't strike him in the balls. They can't freaking punch him in the temple. They can't strike him in the throat. They can't freaking, you know what I'm saying, stomp the foot, freaking, you know what I'm saying, destroy the freaking clavicle. You can't hammer strike to the clavicle, breaking the clavicle. You can't do the things that you're supposed to do. See, a lot of those systems were made for war, not for freaking sport.
that makes sense.
It's not for sport. If you put a boxer in an MMA ring, how is he going to fare? He might be able to knock the dude out if the dude doesn't freaking go Gracie on him. And once he gets pulled down to the ground, he's going to have a problem.
Yep. And MMA, if we're going to be honest, is still infantile. It's not even really an art yet.
Well, that the whole thing is Kung Fu systems were real mixed martial arts. We had to learn weapons. We had to learn ground fighting. We had to learn striking. We have to learn grappling. We have to learn, you know what I'm saying, internal, you know what I'm saying, conditioning, all of that stuff. So one system isn't like, you know, oh, we just do this stuff and, you know what I'm saying, and all of this. No, there's more to it. You know what I'm saying? For instance, kicking. Kicking is for long distance. But I'm not going to sit there and just keep kicking and keeping you at a distance. I'm going to kick you so that I can get to the next. And then I'm going to punch. And then I'm going to grab. And then I'm going to snap the neck. I know 9 different ways to break a neck. Yo, watch this. Move my chair out the way. Right? So I got my tizzits on, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Shalom. So there's this move that goes like this. It's called turning the great wheel. Bong, bang, right? Bang. Right. So it's like this. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 5, 6, 7. Looks like a dance. But if somebody's coming, like if somebody's got their guard off, just like my Sifu showed you in that video, you break the guard, right? You grab, slap the head against the knee, grab here. Now you have them in a headlock, but your hand is on their chin, right? Then you step back and you pull like you're pulling a freaking a cord for a lawnmower. You can spin that neck 180. So it's 1, 2, right? Slap the knee. The head goes to the knee. Smash the face. Bang. Grab the neck. Hand on the chin. Pull back. Rip cord. they're gonna be looking this way while their chest is that way.
Man.
And we got notebooks full of this stuff. That's the tip of the iceberg. We got pages and pages of technique, and all of them get very, very bloody, man. They're overkill. Overkill. That's not even where it ends after you snap the neck, right? Snap the neck, then you freaking drop. You bring the knee back up and squish the head between the knee. Drop them, you know what I'm saying, with the head between the knee and the elbow. And then you kick away the garbage. That's what my secret. Kick away the garbage.
Man. Well, you have any final
Go
words?
get you some kung fu training. If you got kids, put them in kung fu. Find yourself a good kung fu school, even a traditional karate school, but make sure it's a good school. There's some really good Okinawan style karate schools. Wing Chun is a great system to learn. You know what I'm saying? If you're not into the low stances and stuff like that. There's a lot of real specialized arts, you know, like Bak Mei, you know what I'm saying? White eyebrow style is out there. You got you have White Crane, which is White Crane is like the root of a lot of systems. Especially like Okinawan style systems, you have a lot of White Crane in that. You have there is Juklum, which is Southern Praying Mantis. I love the Southern systems. You know what I'm saying? The Northern systems are great too. I'm not taking nothing away from them. They're a lot more, you know what I'm saying, a lot more flair. I'm not a very flexible person. I can get my leg up with a static kick, you know what I'm saying? If I kick real, you know what I'm saying, stretch out and kick, you know what I'm saying, I can kick somebody's head off. But I'm not going to hold my foot up like Bruce Lee, you know what I'm saying, all the way up here like that. You know what I mean? I can't do that. But still, in essence, you know what I'm saying, high kicking is not the most important thing to self-defense. Actually, keeping your feet on the ground is probably the best bet that you're going to have, especially with people who are, you know what I'm saying, trying to go and take you off of your, you know what I'm saying, off of your balance, you know, break into your center, or even grab you and wrestle you down. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to keep your feet on the ground. You know, flashy kicks are just for, you know, that's for showing off. You know what I'm saying? If you done got dude dazed and he's over here like this, wow! You know what I'm saying? Then you do the pretty kick. You know what I'm saying? That's just that's a closing argument. Yes, it's very dangerous stuff. But when you're dealing with life or death situations, and you don't have a gun, you don't carry a knife, or you don't, you know what I'm saying, you have to be able to, your body becomes your weapon, you know what I'm saying? And it's very important for just, you know, defense is important for your health, mentally, psychologically, you know what I'm saying? Very important. I mean, I've gone through some tough times, and if it wasn't for the fact that I, you know what I'm saying, that I have been through martial arts training, I probably wouldn't have had the tools, you know what I'm saying, to pull myself out of some of the mental you know, stresses and struggles that, you know, everybody goes through, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know, mind, body, and soul. And always remember this, just because, you know, it's, you know, I'm doing Chinese martial arts, the root of these martial arts systems, you know what I'm saying, I can get a little deeper into that in another, you know what I'm saying, what's called, you know, goes back to Africa, you know what I'm saying? Remember, even the Ethiopians, you know what I'm saying, they were still like samurais all the way up until like 1930s. They still were living in a feudalistic empire with spears and swords and shields, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, His Imperial Majesty modernized the country now, you know, they're wearing suits and they got shoes and they got guns and everything, you know what I'm saying? But prior to, they were taking it to the field, you know what I'm saying? And Japan is literally just, you know, how modernized they've become, when in 1920, 1910, you know what I'm saying, they still had samurais and geisha girls.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They were still feudal. You know, China was a little forced to kind of, you know what I'm saying, to switch up a little faster, you know what I'm saying, because, you know, Britain had came in there real heavy, but, you know, Japan, you know, came out a little later. Ethiopia came out a little later, and still, you know, we had serious martial arts. Capoeira comes out of like Nigeria and West Africa. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I used to do Angola all the time when I was in college.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Great systems. You know what I'm saying? Traditional systems are amazing. You know what I'm saying? It's culture. There's, you know, defense. There's internal and physical, you know what I'm saying, cultivation that I think is necessary for any human being to have. You know, people can go to college and they come out being all stiff-necked and they, you know what I'm saying, think that they're fucking nigga. I don't care how many fights you've been through. You have not been trained. You have not been groomed. This is grooming. It's not just, you know, preparing you for, you know, for fighting. This is preparing you for the world. The same fucking, excuse my language, the same strategic mind that you're opening up these processes can be used in business, can be used in conversation, can be used in, you know, all kinds of facets of fields. You know, slap somebody in the face, you know, physically, you know, to slap them in the face mentally. Oh, we also had to do healing, obviously. So we had to do the Ditta medicine. You know what I'm saying? We learned, you know what I'm saying, the CPR. You know what I'm saying? We had to, you know what I'm saying, rub out bruises. You know what I'm saying? We had to learn, you know what I'm saying, the medicinal side of Chinese medicine. You know what I'm saying? There's a book called The Web That Has No Weaver. And that's a really extensive book on Chinese medicine and the science of their channels and qi, ging, and yi. Yi is the mind, ging is the expression. So if I do like this, that's just my mind and my qi moving. But ging is the intent, right? Right. So yeah, right. So now it's not just, you know, doing this. So that's why when you see people in classes and stuff, they're like this. No, you're not doing it right. You're supposed to go, right? Supposed to have the intent every time you train. Same power that you would use in the street is the same power. Sifu says, cry in the Mogun, the school, in the training hall, laugh on the battlefield. Okay? So with that said, that is all.
All right. I've really enjoyed the presentation, man. I did not know that you were straight up, you know, you got hands, man. I had no idea. I just thought you was a peaceful Rasta, man.
No, man, you're a lion.
All right, everybody.
Yes,
good
sir.
night, y'all.
Shalom, Shaolin. All right, my G. Thank you.
Oh man, I really enjoyed it, man. I had no idea that you had hands like that. You know?